Nakshawani. My question ties in pretty well with the topic tonight. Is, as you know, we the Shia believe that 13 of the 14 infallibles were all martyred. The only one not to be martyred is the Imam of our time, may peace and blessings be upon him. Now my question is specifically regarding the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's death. The Shia believe he was martyred, whilst the Sunnis believe that he died a natural death. Now I've read many books, Shia, Sunni and from non-Muslims, and biographies on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in none of them have I read anything underhand, as in the Prophet being martyred, and and there's only one incident which I've read somewhere, which is reference to the conquest of Khyber, where there was a Jewish lady, a woman, who poisoned some meat, and basically the Prophet was aware of this incident and didn't eat the meat. But this was 4 years before the Prophet actually passed away, so it couldn't have been that incident. So that's, I think, discredited. So if you can clarify the matter for me and also our Sunni brothers on TV about whether the Prophet died a natural death or he was martyred. And that's it really, just clarify that, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
Bye.
When we look at this question, we find that the brother said that our Sunni brothers don't necessarily believe that he died as a martyr. But you find that their conclusion that he died from that poisoned meat at Khaybar indicates that it's a martyr, because that's someone, a martyr is someone who dies on the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is an aim towards killing him. So if we're going to give benefit of the doubt towards our brothers, there is a belief towards the end there that it's a martyrdom. It's not something which is necessarily seen as being natural. Now in the school of Ahlul Bayt, there seems to be a difference of opinion historically on this issue. That if you ate the meat of the Jews at Khaybar, and the meat was poisoned. Now Khaybar happened in the 7th year after Hijrah. And the Prophet ﷺ died in the 11th year after Hijrah. And if you go to many doctors today, they'll tell you it's very rare for poison to take 4 years to kill you. As in the matter of a few days, you may find a situation where your body is completely affected and death comes upon you. As in Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, when he was struck on his head with the sword of Ibn Muljam, there was poison which had covered that sword, and within a couple of nights Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam has passed away. Number two, there is doubts on this issue because of the fact that we know the Prophet would not eat from the meat of the people of the book. In the school of Ahlul Bayt, we are not allowed to eat the meat of the people of the book. You can eat, for example, that which grows from the earth of the people of the book, but not the meat of the people of the book. Number three, there's an irony in that the lady converted to the religion of Islam who had plotted the eating of the meat, because she saw that just before he was even going to come near it, the angel told him that, you know what, this meat is poisoned, stay away from it. So even if we were to believe the narration, she became a Muslim because she said, how did he know that we've put this in? So there is a number of reasons to doubt that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa died because of the poison of what he had at Khaybar. And there's some very fishy and iffy circumstances when he's about to pass away. You've got circumstances where even if you read within books of hadith in our school and other schools in Islam, the Prophet wakes up having seen some liquid which is forced into him. Now what's this liquid which was forced into the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa There's a question mark here. What is this secret which he divulges to his wives, and one wife tells the other, and Allah orders him, if you want to, you can divorce them? What is this behavior around him where people begin to call him delirious at his advice? This type of reasoning seems to point to the fact that definitely there was some very, very peculiar behavior around his final days, and that there is no mention that 4 years ago I had poison meat, now I'm dying. Rather, it seems that there were certain actions which had taken place which may have resulted in his death.
Okay. I believe we have a...
Thank you for speaking to me.
Thank you, brother.
Always Brother Nakshawani gives some very clarified views that he has. But today he's given an answer that has really confused me about the martyrdom of Rasulullah. And he said that there is some indication, some fishy things about some liquids and so on. So if a Jewish woman was trying to poison and an angel came and told the Prophet, then the question would arise that why would the angel not come and tell the Prophet again? And why would Imam Ali be defending the Prophet so much everywhere outside, but inside his own home, Imam Ali did not know what was happening? Wouldn't that be a contradiction and maybe false reading into history? My other point about the same matter is that I've heard, I don't know how true this is, that no Ulul Azam prophet was ever murdered, whether it was Ibrahim or Isa or Musa, that they all died a natural death. So why would Rasulullah be any different? So that's like a confusion that I want Ammar Nakshawani to clear. My other kind of point is that about 2 weeks ago I did phone Brother Nakshawani and I spoke about what I believe is injustice in the name of Islam within the Sharia of Shia Islam. For example, injustice against illegitimate children, or injustice against women, because we tend to believe women are naqis-e aql, that they don't have enough intelligence or their intelligence is faulty. So isn't this injustice? Because especially discrimination against children who happen to be born illegitimate, because I've just read a fatwa that says that a midwife for a Shia, a mother, should not be illegitimate. Now, surely that's discrimination and that's an injustice. So how would Ammar Nakshawani clarify this?
Thank you very much for your call, brother. Thank you. We'd like to keep to the topic just because... so thank you very much, brother. We'd like to keep to the topic of the show, mainly because of time constraints. And I do believe we answered the question last time, which is that there are no discrimination, so to speak, just issues with regards to fiqh. The questions that he asked, I don't know if you'd like to take them up, in regards to a confusion with one of your previous answers tonight.
Yes, as in the brother had mentioned that why would Jibreel come and help him on this occasion with the eating of food? We didn't say that was our opinion.
Yeah.
We said that our opinion is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the school of Shia fiqh, we don't eat the meat of the people of the book, so he wouldn't have come in that situation anyway. If you imagine Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells people you can't eat the meat of the people of the book, but he himself sees meat in front of him and says, let me have a taste of that. We wouldn't believe it would get to that level, but we're saying that there is an opinion from the other school that Jibreel had come towards him and said to him that, you know what, try and stay away. And then there's another opinion that no, he ate that particular food. The opinion of staying away is the opinion that then develops into the idea that she converted to Islam when she saw this. The brother asks, for example, that, how is it that therefore you're saying that Imam Ali defended him all his life? Why did he defend him on this occasion? Well, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam on the first level is very close to Rasulullah in his final moments, but is not necessarily there at every single moment. There are times when the Prophet is going to be in matters of privacy with the wives he's married to. He's married to a number of wives in that period. There are many times when Imam is next to him, but there may be other times where a wife says, you know what, I just need to ask you about something and I'd prefer to be alone with you, and you never know what could happen in that particular moment. So for someone to say Imam Ali could have defended him, Imam Ali wasn't sticking next to Rasulullah 24 hours. Rasulullah lives at home and his wives are with him.
And the other question about the Ulul Azm, the other prophets, that they may not necessarily always... That can be also replied back to with the hadith of the Imam when he says, مَا مِنَّا إِلَّا مَقْتُولٌ أَوْ مَسْمُومٌ. There is not but one of us except that he is killed or that he is poisoned. So that goes against such a narration, because the Imam is saying all us infallibles are either killed or poisoned. Thank you. And again, brother, the other questions regarding illegitimacy and these kind of things, I believe we did answer them last couple of weeks ago.
Just one ask a supplementary, really. Sayyid said that the liquid was given to the Prophet. The people who gave the liquid, they claimed, Umm claimed that it was a medicine, and the Prophet had forbidden that he didn't want any medicine. Then they said that he's suffering from some condition. The Prophet says the Prophets don't suffer from those conditions. And then they accused his uncle and Hazrat Abbas for administering. Is it was the medicine then the Prophet asked that that medicine be given to all? Was Hazrat Abbas included amongst those who received that medicine? And the second is, would the Prophet, having completed his mission, completed his deen, informed the Ummah that he's completed his deen, nominated his successor, and Allah has given him the information that he wants him to meet him, would then the angels necessarily have stopped his martyrdom, which is a rutbah in itself? Thank you, Sayyid.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think the brother really explained the tradition that's there. As I said, there was an aim to force this medicine in, and he had made it clear that he doesn't want to take it, and they had forced it into him, and he sees marks of the medicine near his mouth. You know, it raises question marks about the behavior that has happened on that day. In terms of his going back towards his Lord, yes, without a doubt, it was his final year. And as we know, every soul shall taste death. In which way the souls taste death, Allah only decides. So it's not for an angel to come and interfere on what Allah has written.
We have another call on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu, brother. I want to ask about Imam Hassan and Mujtaba al-Islam, but before I do, I just want to respond to a previous caller who was saying, why did Hazrat Ali al-Islam not protect the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Imam Ali al-Islam did not protect himself. He knew what Muljam Lanatullah alayhi was about to do, but he did not actually, he in fact woke him up and he did not interrupt him, let him do what he had to do, and Hazrat Ali carried on with his prayer. But my questions are regarding Imam Hassan and Mujtaba al-Islam. There is a common belief in the Ummah that the Shias do not regard Imam Hassan and Mujtaba al-Islam as the same status as Imam Hussein. Secondly, that the children of Imam Hassan al-Islam are not Sayyid. And thirdly, that Imam Hassan and Mujtaba al-Islam, God forbid, he married frequently. If the Sayyid could tackle those and also offer any advice he could to the media channels on how to promote